It was early morning when the blue and white hull of the Philippine Coast Guard vessel appeared at the edge of Sabina Shoal. The South China Sea was calm, but honestly, the air was heavy with tension. As the Philippine Coast Guard crew readied for their routine patrol, 3 Chinese Coast Guard ships suddenly closed in. Chinese loudspeakers blared warnings, demanding the Filipinos leave what Beijing calls its territorial waters. The Filipino crew stood their ground. Over the radio, they calmly asserted, "This is Philippine territory." But the Chinese ships pressed closer, blocking the Philippine Coast Guard's course and shadowing every movement. It was not the first such encounter, and likely not the last. Each maneuver felt like a test, both of skill and resolve. Anxious eyes watched radars and the horizon, knowing that a wrong move could escalate the situation. Yet the Philippine Coast Guard stayed on station for as long as their supplies and fuel allowed. When they finally withdrew, the Chinese ships lingered, a silent reminder of the challenge facing the Philippines in these contested waters. The Philippine Coast Guard faces tough odds in the West Philippine Sea. The biggest problem is numbers. There just aren't enough ships to watch every reef and island. Each patrol is a gamble with limited backup if things go wrong. Most vessels can only stay at sea for a few days before needing to resupply. Supplies run out quickly and the crew grows tired. Meanwhile, Chinese ships seem to be everywhere, always ready to respond. The result? The Philippine Coast Guard is often forced to leave key areas. Without enough ships and endurance, defending maritime rights is incredibly hard. China's strategy in the South China Sea is simple but powerful. Stay present, always. Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels rotate in and out, maintaining an active presence. Some are large, built for endurance with reinforced hulls and big fuel tanks. Crews work in shifts, allowing for longer missions. For the Philippines, this constant Chinese presence is intimidating. This presence equals ownership approach is a powerful psychological weapon. In the South China Sea, the nation that can stay longest wins the perception game. Japan once faced similar challenges in its own waters, especially near the disputed Senkaku Islands. Chinese ships often entered Japanese-administered waters, forcing Tokyo to rethink its maritime strategy. The Japan Coast Guard needed new ships, ones built for long missions and rapid response. Thus, the Miyako-Class patrol vessel was born. These ships are modern, sturdy, and designed for weeks at sea. They feature advanced navigation tools, strong engines, and efficient fuel systems. Automation means smaller crews can do more with less, reducing fatigue and human error. Since their introduction, Miyako-Class ships have changed the game for Japan. They can stay on patrol longer than older ships. Their presence deters intrusions and gives Japan more control over its waters. The Miyako-Class proved that endurance, not just firepower, is key to maritime defense. Japan's experience offers vital lessons for the Philippines. Modern, long-endurance patrol vessels are essential for countries facing gray zone challenges, where the battle is not always about force, but about who remains at sea. So, let's look at the ships. Most Philippine Coast Guard cutters are, well, older, often second-hand from other countries like the United States. They're sturdy, but honestly, not really built for today's high-stakes game. Many have limited range, older electronics, and need pretty large crews to operate. In contrast, the Miyako-Class is purpose-built for modern patrols. It's got a sleek hull, efficient engines, and uses automation to cut down on crew size. The bridge is packed with high-tech equipment, making navigation and monitoring just so much easier. Plus, the living quarters are designed for comfort during those long missions. With the Miyako-Class, Japan can actually keep ships at sea for over 2 weeks without needing to resupply. Philippine cutters, on the other hand, often have to return within a week. And this difference is really crucial in contested waters. Those who stay longer, well, they control the narrative. Upgrading to ships like the Miyako-Class would mean more than just newer vessels for the Philippines. It would mean a genuine leap in technology, crew safety, and maritime presence. Endurance is more than just staying awake. For the Miyako-Class, it means the ability to patrol remote islands, monitor suspicious activity, and respond to emergencies without rushing back to base. This is possible thanks to bigger fuel tanks, better engines, and smart automation. Long missions, honestly, demand good living conditions. Miyako-Class ships are designed with comfortable bunks, good food storage, and medical facilities. Crew morale stays high, and sailors can focus on their job without worrying about exhaustion. Automation is another game changer. Machines handle many routine tasks, so the crew can be smaller and more focused. Fewer people means more space, less fatigue, and lower costs. It also reduces the chance of mistakes, which is vital in tense situations. For maritime security, endurance is everything. A ship that can stay at sea for weeks is a constant reminder to rivals. We are here, and we are watching. That is the message the Philippines needs to send in the West Philippine Sea. Japan and the Philippines have a long history of maritime cooperation. In recent years, this partnership has grown stronger. Japan has provided the Philippines with new patrol boats, training for Coast Guard crews, and even technical support for shipbuilding. Workshops in Manila and shipyards in Cebu are now building vessels with Japanese advice. Filipino crews travel to Japan for advanced training, learning about the latest navigation, maintenance, and emergency response techniques. This exchange of knowledge is making a real difference. Partnership is more than just hardware. It's about trust, shared goals, and the belief that both countries benefit from safer seas. Japan's experience with the Miyako-Class offers a blueprint for what the Philippines can achieve if it builds the right ships with the right support. With continued cooperation, the Philippines can create a fleet that is modern, resilient, and ready for any challenge in the contested waters of the West Philippine Sea. Copying the Miyako-Class exactly might not be the best move for the Philippines. The local environment, operational needs, and crew culture are different. Instead, the goal should be adaptation, taking the best ideas from Japan and making them fit Filipino realities. This means designing ships that handle local weather, shallow reefs, and long missions. Filipino engineers and shipbuilders should have a say in the design. The result could be a Pinoy Miyako, tailored for the West Philippine Sea, but with the endurance and technology of its Japanese cousin. Local input honestly matters. It builds pride and ensures that ships are easy to maintain with parts available in the Philippines. It also means that when things break, because the sea is always tough, repairs can be made quickly. Adaptation, not imitation, is the smart move. By building on Japan's lessons and adding local know-how, the Philippines can get the ships it needs. The result: a modern, powerful Coast Guard fleet, ready for whatever comes next. In the West Philippine Sea, presence is everything. It sends a message to rivals, to allies, and to ordinary Filipinos that the country's rights are defended day and night. New ships, like those inspired by the Miyako-Class, are not just tools. They are symbols of resolve. Now is the time to act. The challenges at Sabina Shoal and beyond will not wait. With support from Japan and the hard work of Filipino shipbuilders and crews, a new era of maritime defense is possible. Power is important, but presence is irreplaceable. A ship at sea is a statement. This is our home. By choosing adaptation, modernization, and partnership, the Philippines can ensure that its waters remain truly Filipino, watched over, protected, and respected. With the right ships and the right partners, the future of Philippine maritime security looks bright. The waves may be rough, but the nation's resolve is stronger still.